I want to say thank you to all of my Patreon supporters who help support the channel. Also, I want to say thank you to my Twitch subscribers. Help the channel out by donating or go to patreon.com. Thank you. Let me get close up and real personal. Hi, guys. Don't you just love it when somebody stares directly into the camera and talks to you while barely blinking in a soft monotone? I hate that. I just hate it. I just hate it. You know what? Because it's disingenuous and it almost tries to be hypnotic, but you're not. You're just looking like you're a tool and you're trying to just like convince the stupid people by, oh yeah, he's a male spirit type guy. Here, check this out. We have Orion again. And he's come up with the idea that women are making society more polyamorous, not polyamorous, polygamorous, and the surprising consequences of female success. Let's hear what he's talking about, right? Let's go.
I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psych Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is women are making society polygamous. Now, this is obviously a very provocative title, but that...
So, I wonder why. Because they're having choices of what they want to do. Like, don't get me wrong. Is polyamory sprouting more and more? Especially since... And let's be honest with you, especially since it was pushed that a lot of people should get married young and early, and now that they've become an adult and their tastes have grown, they've grown as a person of what they like and what they don't like, and the forced social contract of marriage that happened in their early 20s, they won't know part of anymore. Yeah. People coming to realize that, hey, what you want to be at 15, 16, 17, 18 may not be what you want to be at 38, 36, 37. I know I just fucked the numbers up, but fuck it. Is that a problem? No, I thought we lived in the home of the free, land of the brave. But let's continue.
Doesn't necessarily mean that it isn't true. And I hope to back it up with some evidence and arguments in this episode. I will say
it's bothering me that he has chapped lips. It's like really bothering me. Like, I know you guys can't see it as clearly as I can, but this motherfucker has some really chapped lips. All right, let's go.
The outset that I don't think this movement is intentional. That is, I don't think that women are consciously attempting to accomplish this purpose. This is an epiphenomenon that emerges out of the data en masse, kind of like how a wave emerges out of the movements of individual particles.
So he's trying to equate a social phenomenon to science. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. But go ahead.
None of which are particularly wave-like. None of the molecules has any awareness that it is contributing to the wave, but the wave arises out of the molecules.
Okay, we understand a double slit test. Dog, well, I understand a double slit test. This isn't that. You're talking about a social thing. It is not it's not hard-coded scientific. And while you sitting back here and trying to make it seem like it's hardcore scientific, that's not what's going on. But let's go.
Nonetheless, this is the mystery surrounding individuals and populations. The two are obviously connected, but it's impossible to see how unless you take a wide enough vantage. And of course, before I lay out my arguments, please be sure to like this episode and subscribe.
No. He's not shilling. We're shilling from this channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Remember, we're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by June 1st. Please help me hit that goal. All right, let's go.
This channel. It takes less than a second, costs you nothing, much larger than yourself. So, do the thing. Now, to understand why this is happening, why women are making society polygamous, you have to first understand that women today are absolutely crushing it While there was a gender gap that clearly favored men 50 years ago, we now have a gender gap that clearly favors women.
How? Please explain how. Please tell us how. Instead of just you're a doctor of psychology. How? Please tell us how. Let's go.
And in many domains, the size of this gender gap is larger than the size of the gender gap that we had a half century ago.
I need a source, dog. I need a source. Here, I think I know where your source is.
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Probably for the first time in human history, in most Western societies, childless.
And see, here's the thing. You see how many caveats that he had to throw in Western societies, and the first time no, it hasn't been. But let's go.
Women under 30 are earning more than childless men under 30. Women are graduating from high school, from college, from postgraduate institutions at a significant.
So again, look at that caveat that he just did. Childless women under 30. What happens after that? What happens after that? Oh, it's almost as if men start taking over and beating a wealth gap. Oh, okay, let's go. And let's be honest. That's generally the millennial and the Gen Z motherfucking age range, because it's almost as if, say it with me now, it's more economical issues versus just women are taking over. But let's continue.
Higher rate than men. In fact, at a nearly 2-to-1 ratio. They are doing very well. So hooray, women. That said, all this success does come with an unintended consequence with respect to the dating market. And before the women complain, well, who cares about dating? Let me just say that you should care about dating, because unless you want to go back to your father choosing your husband for you, this is pretty much the only pathway to long-term relationships, marriage, and children.
So wait. I'm sorry. You just built up a very, very big motherfucking sandcastle built on nothing but sand. And then you want to say that women don't care about dating, as if dating isn't a means to an end of getting a life partner, which a lot of us actually want, maybe one or two, but that's neither here nor there. But you want to sit back and say that, well, if we don't fix the dating pool, then women, you're going to go back to having your fathers choose who you're going to marry. That's about as big as a false dichotomy as I've ever fucking seen. But okay, let's continue.
Which are things I often hear women caring about. So problems with dating will have important downstream consequences. So what is the unintended consequence? In order to understand it, you first have to appreciate that women tend to date hypergamously.
No. Again, this is an assumption. Where the fuck is your motherfucking source? Oh, here we go. Here's your source.
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
He's just making the shit up. And then you're going on trends that fall outside of different age ranges. Yes, if you were to look at motherfucking historical trends where women didn't have shit, they did tend to marry men that had shit. And I literally mean they couldn't get a credit card in their name. My mother is old enough to where she couldn't get a credit card in her name. It happened throughout her fucking time, her motherfucking lifetime. But let's continue.
For those of you who have never heard this term before, hypergamy is the tendency to date across and up status hierarchies. To put it simply, women want a man who is at least as good as her, if not better. And better, of course, is how women choose to define it, because it's for the cat, to decide which milk is good. However, with respect to some very obvious metrics, women tend to marry men who are older, taller, stronger, higher status, and higher earning. And here's the rub. If women are out...
Since you have all this data, what is the difference in the age range and in the motherfucking income bracket? Can we see that data? You red pill dumb fucks keep saying this shit. Where is the data? What's the average difference in the years? What's the average difference in the income? No, you just say this shit because you think that's what it's supposed to be.
Performing most men, and women continue to date hypergamously, then voila. You have an increasingly shrinking pool of men that the majority of women would even consider as candidates for dating and mating.
I don't know why I do this to myself. So many of these people are looking and saying that, hey, if I date this person, that means I want to have a kid with them. That means I want to marry them. No, sometimes you want to date just for fun. And this dynamic of, oh, it's just men that's not having sex when there are women that are not having sex as well. I don't get this. They're so stupid. They keep feeding you motherfuckers who fall into this red pill shit the same fucking lie. Nobody is fucking like they want to. Nobody young is, because they don't have a place to fuck. Do you know how many people have to live at home with their parents even though they have full-time jobs? Or have 3 or 4 different roommates because the cost of living is so high. That's what's happening. And yes, we may need to look at how social media is affecting us, but the real thing is people don't have places to fuck. But let's continue.
And that's bad for women, because fewer eligible men significantly increases the intra-sex competition for a dwindling pool of potential mates. And it's also bad for most men, because most men are just flat out being disqualified from the sexual marketplace.
I'm so tired of this whole sexual marketplace value. Dude, like, I am nobody's chat wrong. I'm nobody's super chat. But I have a healthy amount of attention from women. Some who wants to sleep with me, some who just want to be my friend. It's not that hard. It is not that difficult. You know what the problem is? It's fucking attitude. But let's continue. Let's go.
On the other hand, if you are a top 10% man, a top 5% man, wow, is it a time to be alive? And why is that? Because all of these beautiful, high-achieving, intelligent, successful women are competing for you, one of a smaller and smaller subset of men. And the men at the top of these status hierarchies are just having a lot of sex with a lot of different women, and this phenomenon is accelerating at a fantastic rate.
No, like, can I see the source? And I don't know, harping on him and his sources, because he's a doctor of psychology. He's using his expertise as a source of authority, but he's not pulling any data. There's no data that he's providing. But let's continue.
In the last 10 years, the number of sexual partners that the average man has had has remained the same. However, over that time, according to the General Social Survey, the number of men under 30 who had no sex in the past 10 years, in the past year, has tripled.
What is the number for women as well? Please explain the number for women as well. If he does that, then I take back some of the shit that I said about him. But I guarantee you, he will not put how many women have gone without sex within the past year as well. But let's go.
from 10% to nearly 30%. This means that one in three young men have absolutely zero presence in the sexual marketplace. On the other hand, only roughly 1 in 6 women in that age group reported the same thing.
All right, let's go. Where's the study? Let's go. Percentage of Americans adults not having sex has reached record high. So for in 2018, it's 23%. It's 20 fucking 3%. 23%. And when you look at the men versus the women, and he tries to minimize it. He tries to fucking minimize it. It is 18% to 28%. That is only a 10-point swing. And this was as of 2018. The shit, like, he tries to say, it's a 6. Like, no, dude, it's the difference of about 10%. I don't think the people that are having sex are just slaying that extra, like, are just saying, like, oh yeah, we're fucking, tons of women, versus, like, literally, this is only responding to the people who've had sex. It doesn't say if it was homosexual sex or if it was straight sex. It doesn't say that. Because again, what a lot of these red pill motherfuckers don't want you to realize, that the reason why some of these women aren't having sex with these men is because they don't like men. Or the reason why, like, it's just really fucking weird. Are you gonna start forcing fucking monogamous heterosexual sex with everybody? Come on, man. Stop this bullshit. But let's go.
This creates a correspondence of roughly 5 women for every 4 men. And that assumes an even distribution across the remaining.
Again, they oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Would they stop with this 80-20 fucking bullshit, man? Oh my god. Because that's what the number that he wants to get with. Remember remember that last video that I did with this motherfucker? He had to try to get to the 80-20 some kind of fucking way. Some kind of fucking way. He's bending and flexing and bowing all of these numbers to get to the 80-20 rule. The fuck out of here.
Participants, which is absolutely not the case. The top performing men are not only having more sex with more women, they're having a lot more sex with a lot more women. So what does this mean? Well, if you put 2 and 2 together, it means that society is becoming increasingly polygamous, in which a smaller and smaller subset of men are enjoying a larger share of the sexual access to all women. To put that 5-to-4 ratio another way, this means that 20% of women under 30 are currently in a polygamous relationship.
What did I tell you? What the fuck did I tell you? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? He's gonna come up with the 80% soon. Let's go.
Whether they're aware of it or not. This situation is not conscious or intentional, but the data back it up. And just to be clear, this is not something men are doing. This is not something that men are forcing on women.
Are women taking the sex from the man unwillingly? Is, like, again, this red pill shit. If you're a guy and you fall for the red pill shit, these people don't give a fuck about you. The only thing that they care about is how to make more money off of your misery. That's what they care about. But let's continue.
Why? Well, in the first place, you have to remember that more men are getting less sex than they had 10 years ago. So if this is a conspiracy on the part of men, they're doing a really bad job of it. And in the second place, women are gatekeepers of sex. These women are not having sex with a smaller subset of men against their will. It's the women who are functionally voting with their feet.
So you're telling me that women are making life more polyamorous, and because they're succeeding in life, and you're saying that men can't succeed at life because reasons. I thought men were supposed to be strong. I thought they were supposed to accomplish great things, but because reasons, men aren't succeeded in life, and it's still the women's fault. This is what I mean by the red pill ideology makes men look weak, stupid, unchanging, and unable to evolve with the times. But let's go.
That it's either these men or no men at all for me, thanks. And
what about the women that like other women, dog? You don't get that. Oh my God. Okay, let's go. What's
the likelihood that any one of these top men who now have historically unprecedented sexual access to women, what's the likelihood that one of these top men is going to exclusively commit to any one of these women?
Again, he is saying that men are just led around by their penis. There are some men who are monogamous. That's a thing that happened. Like, you realize that, don't you? That some men are monogamous. There are some men who are monogamous. But let's continue.
I would say that it becomes increasingly smaller. So this is one of the unintended consequences of women's recent success. And what are the solutions?
Oh, this should be good. What are the solutions? Forced girlfriends for lonely men? Motherfucking we cut women out of college. We cut women out of earning power. What are the solutions? Please, I'm all ears. Let's go.
Well, we know that there are several bad or unlikely ones, including reactionary social movements that relegate women to traditional gender roles, or asking women to date and mate with men who are less desirable to them.
What did I tell you? He had to bring it up. This is like a little wink and a nod. Like, yeah, we could do that. It's fucking dog. Oh my God. Okay.
Neither of those things is going to happen. So, to be honest, the best solution that I can come up with is to really support men. Like, to support men with at least as much vigor and enthusiasm as we currently support women. So that the pool.
All right, I don't get it. Like, just support men. What the fuck? Help them cope with more emotional growth, more emotional maturity. Stop focusing so much on wealth in the society. I don't like. I mean, like, what the fuck do you expect? Like, this motherfucker. Oh my God. And he has a real practice, guys. I looked this shit up. He has a real practice. And I don't know what else to say other than, man, whatever. I'm like, share, subscribe, and all that other good shit. I'm gonna say thank you for watching, and we're gonna cut this video segment here. Wow.
If I get